Hey guys, Buffering Gaming here, bringing back another video, and today we're going to jump back into the Weapon Conversions Kit series, and today we're going to cover the M16A4 Grenadier and the M16A4 as well as the M16A3. So basically three different M16 variants here that we're going to be making out of the standard M4A1 that comes in the base for the game of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So on screen right now you can see the M16A4 Grenadier version. And let's jump in and we'll show how to do this one. Then we'll show it off in some gameplay as well at the end of the video here. So first off, if I back out of this, we'll see first off I have my M16A4 Grenadier and then the M16A4 class. So first we'll jump into the Grenadier version. And on this version of the M4, what I changed here is the barrel to use the M16 Grenadier stock barrel of the M4A1. Next up, the sight can really be your preference. So the optics, I'm using just an integral hybrid sight for this one. This allows for 3.25 times magnification as well as a red dot sight for a hybrid optic. Then the stock, we're using the classic M16 stock. Then for the perk, we're using the 3-round burst. So this is what's going to give you that A4 variant, very similar to what we saw in COD 4 or Call of Duty Remastered. And then the underbarrel, since it is a Grenadier barrel that we're using on the M16, we're going to use the 203 grenade launcher on this. Feel free to put a front grip on it if you would like, but for aesthetic purposes and to stay true to what the Grenadier version of the weapon is, we're going to use the M203 grenade launcher on there. So another thing is, unfortunately, you can't use there's no selection for the carrying handle optic that we saw in the base of the M16A4 in COD 4. So you can't get a carrying handle iron sight for this one, unfortunately. If I unselect it there, you just get the standard M4 iron sight. So what we'll do is go back to our integral hybrid, and here we'll showcase the weapon. So this is our M16A4 Grenadier version. So you can see there with the M16 stock, and you can even see the 203 grenade launcher loaded in there. Looks very pretty. And then you can see on the flip up sight there you have where the grenade launcher, you would flip up that front sight for the Grenadier version and aim your 203 grenades. So there it is, looks really nice. Another thing that you could do, say you didn't want an optic or you didn't care about the stock, if you wanted to make it more true to the M16 look with a black mag, you could do a 50 round mag. So we could swap that out for the sight there if we wanted to do that, but for purposes of this video we'll stay with the integral hybrid sight. So we'll swap that back in, and again there's our M16A4 Grenadier. Now the next one, if I back out here and go to my other loadout for the M16A4, this is just a standard M16A4, and we can actually make this into an M16A3, which would be the full auto variant. So the A4, if you're not familiar, is the 3-round burst variant of the M16, and the A3 has the ability to go fully automatic. So on this one, what we're using is we'll go in here to the barrels. So we're using this Corvus Custom Marksman barrel on this one, and you can see here in the description, custom 19-inch M16A4 style barrel, increases muzzle velocity and extended range. Additional weight stabilizes shots, but hinders mobility. So on this one, you have your pros and cons, and the cons are the aim down sight speed and the movement speed, but you're gaining damage at range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. So if we're making this the 3-round burst weapon with the A4, that's exactly what we want, and that's what this barrel's built for. So it's cool that that's in the game, so that we'll put that conversion kit on. Optic for this one, again, I'm using the 4x flip optic. You can also use, I do like it with the standard holographic sight as well. I think that looks good also. But with this, basically we have the hollow and the 4x flip up, so you have both. Then for the stock, we'll do the M16 stock. So your stock choices here, you could do the Ford's TAC CQS stock if you wanted to, but for M16 we'll go with the M16 stock. Again, 3-round burst to make it that A4 variant. And then since this doesn't have the Grenadier barrel on it, we're going to use the Merc foregrip on this. So there's a couple different foregrip options. I like this one mainly for the aesthetic purposes, but recoil control, hip fire accuracy, which we don't necessarily need. So if we were to go down range of foregrip, recoil control, aiming stability, and then operator foregrip, recoil control, aim down sight speed. So we may want something along these lines. We could also do the Merc foregrip is, I think, looks better, but the Ranger foregrip might be better for what the M16A4 is, what we're doing with it, because we're going to be shooting this mainly at range, right? So there is our M16A4 standard 3-round burst, no grenade launcher on this one. Very nice looking. As we go into the preview animation here. Now the other thing I'll show you is how to make this into the A3, and really the only thing you need to do is deselect the weapon perk, which is the 3-round burst, and that's really what gives it that A4 factor, because the M16A4 is a 3-round burst. So if we deselect that, I'll go back here, we can deselect that, and that frees up a weapon slot for us. So since we can pick up for 5, we could add in a pistol grip if we wanted. We could put a laser on here if we wanted to. And that will give us 5 again. So again, I think now this is the A3 right here. So for this purpose of this one, we'll leave this as an A3 and we'll go in and test this. And what I'm going to do is take off this optic and I'm going to put the holographic on. Since this is now a fully automatic weapon, we'll be using it more CQB, well not CQB, but medium range. And if you played Battlefield 3, this is basically the M16A3 from that game, because that was a 3-round, or I'm sorry, that was a fully automatic variant. And then in Battlefield 4, we had the A4, which was the 3-round burst. So here's the M16A3 variant of this. So we're going to go ahead and jump in and showcase both of these against the bots in a private match. We'll go through the M16A4 Grenadier, we'll play with that, and then we'll swap over to this, the M16A3. And again, if you wanted this to be your M16A4, you just throw that 3-round burst back on. And then you have the A3 to the A4. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump on in and we'll play around with this thing. So we're going to load into Euphrates Bridge Quarry, Euphrates Bridge, and I like this map a lot. I think this is perfect to showcase these weapons. We're going to be playing against 5 bots in this match. So here we go with an... This is an awesome intro scene right here for the infill. I haven't actually seen this one before. Coming in on a tank. Very nice. I love these infill scenes. They really immerse you in the game. So here we go. Our M16A4. So if we want to flip around from the 3.25 to the red dot, we can toggle there. And of course we have our grenade launcher here. So let's go ahead and see how it performs. Here comes a guy. Better take him out first.
We're in the lead. We got movement. Personal movement.
So there you go. The 3-round burst handles really nice. And you can see against this wall here. Let me take care of this guy first. You can see if I fire against this wall, this is not controlling my recoil at all. You can see it's pretty accurate. Go ahead and back up a little bit. So I won't control my recoil. And basically when the burst is done, you're right back on target here. And then I know we only have 2 bursts left here, so you're almost better off not controlling the recoil. You don't need to worry about overcompensating for it. We'll go ahead and pick up this Odin and try and get killed, and then we'll swap. Oh, I do have ammo, so let's do that. Okay. So we'll go ahead and kill these guys maybe 1 or 2 more times. Then we'll switch over to the A3 variant as soon as they can kill me. First off, we'll do some more weapons tests here. So if I... So now here we have the M16A3. So this is the fully automatic variant of this weapon. can switch to single. So I'll go fully auto here. If I don't control the recoil, it's going to climb pretty heavily. So if you control the recoil on it, you can keep it pretty accurate. So let's go find some bots.
Personal radar drone ready.
You can see a pretty decent range there.
Need recon. Send the flyover.
Copy. Falcon 301 route for personal.
Just look at the attention to detail though when I switch from full auto to single. You see there, he's flipping it to full auto single. That's pretty cool. I love the attention to detail in this game. I love that you can make basically any weapon you want out of these. See, I didn't even control my recoil there, and it was basically a laser beam. We also have the tactical laser on, so that helps slightly, but... Where are these guys? Oh, one bullet left. There we go.
Cluster strike ready.
So I'll try this one in the same wall at range. Perfect. I switch it. Whoop. So you can see this thing performs very well. This would probably be my favorite M16 or M4 variant that you could do using the conversion kit. Classic M16A3 right here, and we saw the M4 with the Grenadier version. We showed the M16A4 without the Grenadier, and the only difference between the A3 and the A4 is the full auto and 3-round burst feature that we took off. So there you go. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and call on this chopper gunner and watch me wreck these guys. But beautiful weapon. Love the way it looks. And it controls really good too. Now if I were to hip fire really quick before we go, and we have 6 rounds left. Let's see here. Do a hip fire test on this wall. Whoop. Let's spawn quick and we'll do the hip fire. So we'll go against these sandbags. You're not going to be... Your hip fire distance is probably going to be like here. So, that's all over the place, right? If I control it. Still pretty wild. But, hope you guys enjoyed the video. So that's the M16A4 Grenadier, the M16A4, and here we have the M16A3. So, there's also some more conversions you can make out of this. The M416... the MK18, and I'll go through those in another video as well. But until next time, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, as well as check me out on my Twitch channel below in the video, where I'm going to be streaming the game most nights and weekends since the game's been out. We're going to be playing this heavily. So until next time, Buffner Gaming, out.
Need air support on my position.
Thunder 1-2 is now on station. Rest in peace. Enemy at the bridge. One KIA.
Less than a minute. Time is on our side. Keep fighting.
Enemy at the farm.